Leftovers from last night's dinner become this morning's salmon, broccoli, tomato, and sweet onion 3-egg omelet. Hi, and welcome to Yeti at Large. This is a channel focused on making the most out of what you have, no matter where you're at. Thanks for tuning in and helping out. Good morning and welcome to Yeti at Large. Today we're going to do a no-edit omelet as fast as possible. Now, I've already cracked the last of my 3 fresh eggs, and I've got a little pepper jack I'm going to use up, and this is last night's leftovers. Now, I keep a little mise en place for some veg prep in the fridge. Makes it real easy to finish this for dinner. Lightly blanched broccoli and my blanched onions. If you've watched this channel, you know I'm a fan of that. We'll set this aside by my egg pan that we have warming up, and I've got 2 tiny pieces of salmon left over, and I can just take a fork and break these up. These are just simple baked salmon with a little paprika and seasonings on them. I'm only going to use half that piece, and then utilizing the same fork, I'm going to break up these 3 eggs. I'm not going to go crazy. Now, mixing eggs, you can sit here and get a start on them, let them sit for a minute, and then come back and mix them again, and they'll whip right up. Notice you're seeing I got some of my seasoning from the salmon. I rarely salt my eggs when they're liquid, but for an omelet, I'm going to do that. And the tiniest little squirt of olive oil in the egg, and that's our prep. I'm going to pause the camera for a sec while we move to the stove, and we're going to cook this omelet in real time. I'm going to take a little bit of my veg mise en place and make sure you got the right balance of ingredients. And that's a Roma tomato with the skin on, and it's been seeded because I don't want to add any more liquid to my omelet than absolutely necessary. My 1 piece of broken up leftover salmon. Now that's a lot of ingredients for 1 3-egg omelet, but we're going to toughen it up. Now the nice thing is this is all cooked in here. So we're just going to bring it to temp. We're going to spread it around, and then we'll build our omelet with the eggs right on top of it. Now I talked about letting those eggs sit for just a minute and giving them a second little whip. I'm just using a fork, nothing fancy. I'm pretty lucky that I know where my stove, I've done this enough times, that I know where the temperature range on the stove is. So I've got mine set where I know that it's going to cook this omelet without scorching it. I think everything's broke up enough. You can even see I'm already getting a little color on the broccoli and the onion. I'm building this from the bottom up. And when these ingredients are hot, then you don't get runny egg. I'm going to pause this for just a minute while I get my plates out, and we'll be right back in about 30 seconds. All right, that's good. Now the trick here, egg is ready. I'm going to get my fork out of there, and I just don't dump it in. I take an extra second and I go all the way around. I'm going to have to reposition the camera. It's tough being a southpaw for YouTube. All right, that's been about another 20 seconds. I'm going to lift and get the raw egg underneath. And by doing this, I'm lifting my ingredients. And I'm keeping that raw egg on the bottom of the pan. I'm tipping it towards you so hopefully you can see that. And as soon as I run out of raw egg, then I'll go for the flip. And yeah, this omelet is loaded with a lot of ingredients. Let's see what I'm made out of. See if I can get my flip going. All right, about 30 seconds and I raise the camera, see if I can get my flip going. And I won't cheat, this will be a real one. See how it's sliding around in there, kind of nice? Scared for YouTube. Yeah, she's going to break all apart. All right, It's a little over 30 seconds. Let's gently flip this bad boy because she's barely holding together. See how we have a little color? Now remember, you're in control to a degree. The food's going to do what it wants, but you are in control of the time, the texture, the temperature, and the taste. Let's say you're trying to make an omelet and you crack it and it breaks it and you're barely holding it together like this. Don't beat yourself up. Do your best and repack for the next time and learn your stovetop a little better. Let's say this was just a touch runny in there. Nothing against zapping it for 30 seconds in the microwave to tighten that up. But this bad boy is ready. Now, until I started monologuing, I looked at the timer, 5 minutes and 49 seconds, 40, 50, 51. That's a 6-minute omelet. Now granted, I had some mise en place for the veg and some leftovers, but I guarantee you guys have got leftovers too. Woohoo! Breakfast. I love the old saying that you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. If you get frustrated that you don't make good omelets, well, ask yourself, how many times are you doing it a year? If you try it once or twice and you have a crappy 10-year-old pan, well, no wonder. Every big box store sells a restaurant quality Teflon egg pan these days. And if you give it a go every so often and get your technique down, you'll find you're cranking them out without thinking about it. My advantage is I cooked on a Sunday brunch line in the 80s. I have probably made somewhere north of 12,500 omelets in my life. This one was delicious. I put a bunch of those Flatiron Pepper Company flakes on it too. Thank you so much for joining us at Yeti at Large. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and just know this is our 100th episode.